right, let me start by reading the remote meeting script. Pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023, this meeting will be conducted via remote means in accordance with applicable law. This means that members of the public body, as well as members of the public, may access this meeting via virtual means. Participants may access this meeting through the remote meeting link as posted on the meeting agenda and through the town's online calendar. When required by law or allowed by the chair, persons wishing to provide public comment or otherwise participate in the meeting may do so by raising their hand or otherwise signaling their intent to speak. This meeting will be recorded. Please take care to mute your microphone unless you have been recognized by the chair. We will now confirm attendance of members. Please respond to present if you're on the call. Matthew Ronca.
Present.
Lucia Lopez. Elise Mayalowski.
Present.
Parker Happ.
Present.
Michael King. Vikasath Prati.
Present.
Amna Dewan.
Present.
Peter Mimo. And Robert Benson is present. So we have enough for a quorum, which is good. Town staff, John Gelsich.
Present.
Lori St. John.
Present.
All right, great. So I don't know if people on the board saw that the hearing for fundamentally the Starbucks, Verizon, 85, 89 West Main Street is going to be continued. So we have a light agenda for tonight. So let's just try to go through it. All right, we only have two things. Well, and then we're going to have to, I think, continue our public hearing. But at town meeting in May, the town voted to establish an economic development advisory board. And as part of that, we can pick somebody, and I'm looking for the exact language here. I forget if we said it had to be somebody on the planning board, if we could appoint. Yeah, I think we did, somebody from the planning board. So let me start off by saying, does anybody have questions of what this Economic Development Advisory Board is purpose is, or if they'd like to join, and just open discussion?
Through the chair, definitely interested in the board would be so inclined to nominate me to join. It's something I've talked to Shai Dul in the past about and I'm quite interested in, but yeah, for whatever it's worth, I think it's a great opportunity to help advance the town. And I want to come with some, planning board centric ideas for how we can leverage, tools in our tool belt to advance the goal of de-risking potential disruption from Dell continuing to sunset their operations on South Street and just effectively, grow our commercial tax base. So 100% think it's a good thing that the select board did this, and would humbly ask for yours and the board's recommendation to me.
Okay. Is everybody on a planning board kind of generally aware of how Hopkinton's revenue is generated? Like what are the sources? So most of Hopkinton's tax revenue comes from property tax, and of property tax that's divided between commercial and residential. And I think last I checked, it was about roughly 83% of property tax revenue was residential and 17% was commercial. And then the primary other drivers of our revenue is the state provides revenue or provides dollars to the town of Hopkinton. And then the third primary source is local receipts. Think of like getting a building permit. Think of people applying for a permit, like a stormwater management permit, anything like that, like a dog license. So they have local receipts. So there's this three, and then we get this very tiny amount from we just implemented the restaurant I don't know, add-on tax, but that's really sub 50,000, I think at this point, last I heard. And so that basically totals up to the town's budget, which is roughly I think it was 130 million, if I'm correct. So that's the primary sources. So to materially change the outlook, it would have to change the dynamic of residential property tax to commercial property tax. That's the real driver that could change the outlook for the town. I think it's a very tough thing to do, but that's what the Economic Development Advisory Board is tasked with, to find out ways to change the outlook so people's tax bills doesn't keep going up and up. But if anyone has anything to add, I think it's when people say there should be more commercial tax revenue, that comes from property tax, or like if they have assets that are taxable, such as like trucks and vehicles that the town can tax. So that's where it comes from. Anyone else interested in being considered for this as our representative? All right, Parker, if you'd like it, I'm ready. I'd like to entertain a motion to appoint Parker Happ as the planning board representative to the Economic Development Advisory Board for a term expiring on June 30th, 2026.
So moved. Second.
Thanks, Matthew. Thanks, Vic. Roll call vote. Matthew Ronca,
Yes.
Elise Mayalowski,
Yes.
Parker Happ,
Yes.
Michael King,
Yes.
Vikasath Prati,
Yes.
Amna Dewan,
Yes.
and Rob Ensign is a yes. All right, congratulations, Parker. We'll have to get it on our agenda to get an update at some after a year, maybe half a year in.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Next thing is meeting minutes, June 2nd and June 16th. Did we have any feedback for Lori?
To the chair.
Go ahead, Lori.
I did receive some comments from Matthew, and I did update those for everyone if they got time to review them.
Could you just give us like a synopsis of the changes?
It was for both. Do you want me to go through every one, or?
Is there anything materially, is there material changes, or is it?
It's just more of a verbiage, adding in a couple of extra comments that might have not, I don't know how to say it, a longer version of a comment that I might have put in, and just extra wording to explain a little bit more detail. And then the latest one he just gave me was to state that after he finished the, I should probably go in and read it. After he finished the decisions for 85, 89, he added you in to take over the rest of the meeting.
Okay. All right. Does anyone need any more clarification before? I want to make the motion to incorporate Matthew's suggested changes because I'm sure they're on point. But Matthew, go ahead.
Just to clarify, this is the Bay Path, not 85, 89
Bay
for the
Path.
most recent one. Most of the other ones were for 85, 89.
Yep.
The only thing that changed since Thursday, I think, was just adding that you took over chair before the votes for Bay Path. Everything else has been set since, I think, noon or 11:30 on Thursday for anybody that's read them.
Okay. All right. I'm going to make this into two separate motions. I'd like to entertain a motion that the board approves the minutes for January 2nd, 2025, as incorporating Matthew's changes, which are in the most recent version distributed.
So moved.
Second.
Thanks, Matthew. Thanks, Parker. Roll call vote. Matthew Ronca,
Yes.
Elise Mayalowski,
Yes.
Parker Happ,
Yes.
Michael King,
Yes.
Vikasath Prati,
Yes.
Amna Dewan,
Yes.
and Rob Benson is a yes. All right. I'd like to entertain a motion that the board approve the minutes of the June 16th, 2025 meeting, incorporating Matthew's changes as shown in the last version distributed.
So moved.
Thanks, Matthew.
Second.
Thanks, Parker. Roll call vote. Matthew Ronka,
Yes.
Elise Mayalowski,
Yes.
Parker Hap,
Yes.
Michael King,
Yes.
Vikas South Prati,
Yes.
Amna Dewan,
Yes.
and Rob Benson is a yes. All right. Do I need to move dates? So item 2 on our agenda is continued public hearing for 8589 West Main Street. So the public hearing's open. So I need to continue the public hearing to our next meeting? Or do they have a different date what they're looking at?
So they're looking to be continued to July 21st. So that's the next meeting.
Okay. Do I need to continue extend any decision deadlines or anything like that too?
No, it's a minor site plan, so it's 90 days after the close of hearing.
All right, great. Does anyone have any questions, or I'd like to entertain a motion Matthew, go ahead.
I was just wondering if they were planning to go to the Conservation Commission before that, or at this point, they're coming back to us first, and then if they'll go back to Conservation.
I don't know, John, do you have any other information?
No, they didn't specify. I would assume I think they're before Concom right now, so I don't know if
They continued both of the times they're on the agenda for Concom.
Yeah, so the hearing schedule for Concom might work out so that they can go to them in the middle of the 2-week break for us. But they didn't specify anything about Concom for me.
All right. I'd like to entertain a motion to continue the public hearing for 8589 West Main Street minor project site plan.
So moved.
Thanks, Matthew.
Do we have to state a date until July 21st?
Oh, to continue to July 21st, 2025.
So moved.
Thanks, Matthew.
Second.
Thanks, Parker. Roll call vote. Matthew Ronka,
Yes.
Elise Mayalowski,
Yes.
Parker Hap,
Yes.
Michael King,
Yes.
Vikas South Prati,
Yes.
Amna Dewan,
Yes.
and Rob Benson is a yes. All right, we concluded our agenda. I think the only thing left to do is entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'd like to thank Parker for being so eager to join the new board, and I will move to adjourn.
Thanks, Matthew.
Second.
Thanks, Parker.
Both.
Roll call vote. Matthew Ronka,
Yes.
Elise Mayalowski,
Yes.
Parker Hap,
Yes.
Michael King,
Yes.
Vikas South Prati,
Yes.
Amna Dewan,
Yes.
and Rob Benson is a yes. All right, thanks, everybody. See everybody on July 21st.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, bud.
Bye.